Hey, this is Breadman again, and there is a new patch to the Spark SDK today, which adds the Launchpad application. And what this is just a launcher that you should use from now on to launch the tools for the Spark SDK, current and future. And you can also use the Launchpad to create a mod. The way you do that is you start by hitting this Create Game button. I'm just going to create a mod here, and the output directory is where all the files for the mod will be stored. For now, I'm just going to use my, just going to create a subdirectory in my Natural Selection 2 directory. Let's see, Natural Selection 2, make a new folder, Gorge, yes. Okay. Once I've created the mod, the first thing I want to do is I want to go to the builder. And the first time you load the builder, you have to go to File, Load Setup, and load this builder setup XML file. You only have to do this the first time you load the builder. It's in the Natural Selection 2 folder if you don't see it right off. Once you do that, you never have to do it again. And then I'm also going to go File, Settings, and I'm going to choose a source directory. The source directory is just kind of where you can store all your raw artwork, Photoshop files, etc. And the builder will automatically pull them from this directory when you create the mod. I'm just going to make a new folder in my my documents and call it Gorge Race Files. All right, and then before I do anything else, what I'm going to do is I'm going to close out of the builder, and I'm going to go to that folder that I just created, and within that folder I'm going to create a new folder to make some textures. So I'm going to make a new folder, and the new folder has to be called Material SRC. It has to follow this naming convention for all mods. So I've got that folder. I got Photoshop open already. Just got a texture set up here. Just work this up real quick, and then save this out. And I'm just going to save it as a PSD. You don't have to change the format or anything. Gorge Race Files, material source, and yeah, start.psd. So yeah, there's my raw PSD in my source folder. I'm going to go back to the builder. I'm going to go build. And what this does is it automatically sees that there is a new file in the source folder, and it's just going to convert it straight over to a DDS and put it in the proper folder within the new mod directory. You can see in the Gorge Race materials, there's our texture file. You can't quite load this into the editor just yet. What you also need is a material file for every material that you want to have in the editor. Quickest way to create a material file is to go into your NS2 directory and just grab any material file here. They're just text files with paths to each of your textures. So I'm going to go back to my source directory in my documents and paste this. So create a new material. I'm going to rename it. Whatever you name the material file is what comes up in the Spark editor. So I'm just going to Spark material, start material, and then you can open it with any text editor and just make sure that it follows this same format. I'm going to change the texture map path to start.dds, and what this is referencing is the start.dds that's in my Gorge Race mod folder. So save that. I'm going to go back to the builder, hit build again, and it takes that material file and just copies it to the proper directory. So now if I close the builder and I load the editor, notice it says Gorge Race here at the top, and I create a polygon, go to texture mode, and there's my texture. There you go.